Have you ever wondered why the chicken you buy at the supermarket practically tastes like nothing? Or even worse, have you ever bitten into a seemingly healthy chicken breast and felt a strange texture? Rubbery, hard, and fibrous, almost like chewing on wood? It's not you. And it's not your cooking. It is a real and alarming defect of the modern industry. For the last 70 years, the global poultry industry has been obsessed with only one metric: speed. We have created a biological machine, the Cornish cross or industrial white broiler, capable of going from a 40-gram chick to a giant 6-pound breast in just 6 weeks. It is a miracle of genetic engineering and efficiency, yes, but we have paid a very high price. We have sacrificed flavor, texture, and often the dignity and health of the animal. Global phenomena like woody breast or white striping are muscle defects caused because the muscle grows so fast that the bird's circulatory system cannot oxygenate it, turning the meat into fibrous, hard, and necrotic tissue even before it is harvested. But far from the industrial sheds, in the backyards and small regenerative farms of America, a silent revolution is happening. Thousands of homesteaders, tired of raising chickens that can barely walk under their own weight, are betting everything on an ancient breed with blue legs, dark eyes, and an almost mythical reputation. They call it the Wagyu of chickens. They say its meat is red, marbled with intramuscular fat, and has a flavor so intense and complex that it changes your concept of what chicken is forever. We are talking about the American Bresse phenomenon. But pay attention, because today we are not just going to stay with the romantic theory of a luxury French chicken. Today we are going to go much further. At the end of this video, we are going to put the American Bresse in the ring against its strongest, heaviest, and most popular rival in the United States, the Freedom Ranger, also known as the Red Ranger or Sasso. We are going to do a brutal technical comparison of growth, flavor, skin color, and profitability so you know exactly which one you should raise. Do not buy a single chick until you see this clash of titans. Let's begin. To fully grasp the current phenomenon of the American Bresse, first, we have to travel to the source, to the undisputed cradle of world-class gastronomy, France. In a small region in eastern France called Bresse, there is a chicken that is treated better than many human beings. It is the only bird in the world with AOC status, which means Controlled Designation of Origin, the same strict legal quality label that protects Champagne or Roquefort cheese. The true French poulet de Bresse is a national institution. It is raised strictly free-range, with a mandatory minimum of 10 square meters of green pasture per bird, fed with dairy and grains grown in the same region, and sold at prices that would make your wallet cry. More than $50 or $60 for a single chicken in the markets of Paris. Chefs with 3 Michelin stars swear it is the best poultry meat in existence, period. In fact, the bird itself is a patriotic symbol. Immaculate white plumage, bright red comb, and steel blue legs, recreating the French flag in a living animal. But France protects its brand with absolute zeal. For decades, it was impossible to get those genetics out. However, a few years ago, a handful of persistent breeders managed to legally import those genetics to the United States and Canada. And here the term is born: American Bresse. It is vital to clarify something technical for the purists. We cannot call it breast chicken if it is raised in Texas, Ohio, or California, simply because it did not eat from the clay soil of France. That is why the name American Bresse was adopted. It is the same genetics, the same ancient DNA, the same blue legs, but raised on American soil under our conditions. So, why has it become a total craze in the homesteading world? Why are people paying up to $100 for a dozen hatching eggs on online auctions? The answer is in the fat and in the skin. The modern industrial chicken is lean, dry, and depends on sauces to have flavor. The American Bresse is the complete opposite. Genetically, this breed has the unique ability to infiltrate fat inside the muscle. Exactly like Wagyu beef. That intramuscular fat melts when cooked and bathes the meat from the inside, giving it a juiciness and richness that simply does not exist in other poultry breeds. Plus, its skin is extremely thin, almost translucent, which allows it to become incredibly crispy in the oven. Now, how do you identify if you are being sold a real Bresse and not a scam? With fame come counterfeiters. A true American Bresse must have 3 non-negotiable physical characteristics. 1. Steel blue legs. Not gray, not greenish, but a distinctive slate blue that darkens with age. 2. Dark eyes, almost black, a very characteristic shark eye look. And 3. White earlobes. That is your visual guarantee of genetic purity. This sounds wonderful, right? It seems like the perfect chicken, but here comes the harsh reality for the breeder. And I want to be very honest with you, because on this channel we analyze real profitability, we don't sell hype. The American Bresse has a hidden production cost that makes many beginners give up. The first great challenge is time. And time, on the farm, is pure money. An industrial white broiler is ready for harvest in 6 weeks. It is a violently fast rotation of capital. The American Bresse is a slow-growing bird. Very slow. To develop that famous fat marbling and gourmet flavor, you cannot rush it. You need to raise it for 16 to 20 weeks. We are talking about 4 to 5 months of daily investment. Do the math. It is double or triple the expense on feed. And not only that, a 16-week-old chicken runs a much higher risk of being eaten by a fox, a raccoon, or a neighbor's dog than a 6-week-old one, simply because it is exposed to nature for a longer time. The second challenge is temperament and conversion. The industrial chicken is a sedentary vacuum cleaner. It eats and sleeps. It converts grain into meat efficiently because it doesn't move. The Bresse is, at heart, a wild field bird. It is an athlete. It runs, jumps 6-foot fences, hunts bugs, flies into trees. It burns a lot of calories simply being a chicken. If you try to raise a Bresse locked in a small cage eating only commercial corn, you are going to lose money, and, worse yet, the meat will not have that special terroir flavor that justifies its price. It needs pasture, it needs sun, and it needs movement. And here we reach the most controversial point: flavor and texture. Our modern palate has been infantilized. We have become accustomed to soft chicken, meat that falls apart in the mouth almost without chewing. The meat of the American Bresse is radically different. It is firm. It has exercised for 4 months. It has real muscle fiber and strong connective tissue. If you make the mistake of cooking it fast on the grill like a supermarket breast, it will turn out hard and dry. This chicken demands culinary respect, slow cooking. Low and slow. Stews, braises, wine. The famous dish coq au vin was invented precisely for this type of meat. Now, let's talk about a secret strategy that experts use to soften that meat and replicate the French magic: dairy finishing. In France, tradition dictates that for the last few weeks, the chicken is fed grains soaked in milk or whey. This is not superstition. Biochemistry tells us that lactose and milk fat help soften muscle fiber and whiten the fat, giving it that sweet, creamy, melting final touch. If you are going to invest 4 months in raising this jewel, I strongly recommend the milk finish. But now, the moment of truth has arrived. The moment to keep it real. Many of you might be thinking, okay, the Bresse is delicious and exclusive, but 16 weeks is too much time for my business. Is there no middle ground? Is there nothing better than industrial but faster than Bresse? And the answer is a resounding yes. Here enters the giant that dominates the commercial pastured poultry world, the Freedom Ranger, also known as the Red Ranger, or technically, the Sasso genetics from Europe. We are going to put them face to face in a technical duel of 3 rounds so you can decide where to put your money. Round 1: Speed and Conversion. Here, the Freedom Ranger gives the Bresse a technical beating. The Ranger is a hybrid genetic specifically designed under the French Label Rouge system to have the best of both worlds. It is not as fast as the industrial, but it is not as slow as the Bresse. While the Bresse needs up to 20 weeks for a perfect finish, a well-fed Ranger on pasture reaches a harvest weight of 5 to 6 pounds in just 9 to 11 weeks. It is almost twice as fast. It means you can produce 2 batches of Rangers in the same time you produce 1 of Bresse. If your priority is rotating money, paying bills, and feeding customers who ask for meat every week, the Ranger wins by a landslide. Round 2: Hardiness and Meat Volume. The Freedom Ranger is the 4x4 truck of chickens. It is a biological tank. It has thick bones, strong legs, and genetics designed to withstand handling errors, difficult climates, and diseases. It produces a large breast and huge meaty thighs. The Bresse, on the other hand, is a luxury sports car. It is fine. Its bones are thinner and more delicate. Its carcass yield is good because it has fine bones, but visually it looks smaller and elongated on the plate. If you are new to this and your handling is a bit rough, the Ranger will survive and fatten up. The Bresse requires finer and more precise handling. Round 3: Market and Presentation. Yellow skin or white skin. Here is where the battle is decided by culture. The Freedom Ranger and most heritage red broilers have yellow skin and yellow fat. In the US and Latin America, consumers often associate yellow skin with corn-fed, pasture-raised, and healthy. It sells easily because it looks familiar and robust. The Bresse has white skin and white fat. In French haute cuisine, this is the ultimate symbol of elegance. But in the average American market, a white chicken can sometimes be confused with a pale industrial bird or look strange to the average buyer. The Ranger tastes delicious, like real chicken, but its fat is conventional. The Bresse flavor is mineral, intense, complex, and its fat is creamy. It is the difference between selling an excellent craft beer that everyone likes, Ranger, or selling an exclusive champagne that only a few understand and can afford, Bresse. So, what is the final verdict? If your goal is to feed your community, sell volume at farmers markets, and compete on price with a product superior to industrial, raise Freedom Rangers. It is the money-making machine of pastured poultry. It is the perfect balance between quality and profitability. But if your goal is to enter high-end cuisine, if you want to sell to the chef of the best hotel in your city, if you want to sell to foodie customers who pay $40 or $50 for a chicken, or if you simply want to have the supreme gastronomic experience at your own table, then the American Bresse has no rival on this planet. And now I want to ask you the million-dollar question, and I want you to be very honest in the comments because this debate defines the future of alternative poultry. If you had to choose only one breed to save your farm, would you stick with the efficiency, robustness, and yellow skin of the Freedom Ranger? Or would you risk it with the exclusivity, time, and gourmet flavor of the American Bresse? Are you on team business or team flavor? Leave me your answer below. I want to read your arguments. If this deep analysis and technical comparison helped you make a smart decision, support us with it so the algorithm takes this message to more breeders. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you for valuing quality over quantity. To your success, fellow breeder. Until next time.